an old Jewish man has a dress factory in the garment center. One day, he leaves his office to go to the bathroom. One of the models passes by. She looks in his office and sees he's left his safe open. So she reaches into the safe. Just then, the old Jewish boss comes back and he goes, "You're robbing me! You're robbing me! I'm calling the police! I'm calling the police!" And she goes, "No!" She goes, "No, don't call the police." He goes, "I'm calling the police. You're robbing me. I'm calling the police. They're going to throw you away for life." And she goes, "No, please, don't do it." And he goes, I'm calling the police." She goes, "No, I'll do anything." And he goes, "Anything?" And she goes, "Yes." And he goes, "All right, take your clothes off." And she takes all her clothes off. And then he goes, "All right, lie down on the couch." And the model lies down naked on the couch. And the old Jewish man gets on top of her. And he starts squeezing her tits and her ass and sucking on her tits.
Bob Costas has climbed under the table. He's hiding under the table.
He's crawling on floors in back of Frank.
Okay.
He did a complete circle of the...
Bob, come back to us.
He's walking through the entire room on his hands and knees. You have to see that.
Who the hell is Ralph Campagnoni? I'm in his seat. Continue.
No, you gotta come back here. I'm not yelling across to you.
I need the towel off.
All right, finish the joke. So he's on top of her.
Third base.
That's the man's name.
So, where was I? Oh,
I don't know.
He starts squeezing her tits and her ass and sucking on her tits and biting her nipples. And he's fingering her pussy.
Welcome to Sunday Night Football and the Olympic Games, ladies and gentlemen. We're at Belmont Park for the conclusion of the trilogy known as horse racing's Triple Crown. The World Series, the Fall Classic, October in the air, and so much baseball history surrounding us. I know you trust me. I know you count on me for highbrow reportage. Continue, Gilbert.
This is America's broadcasting sweetheart, Gilbert. You're ruining his... Oh, my God. Okay.
How about if I do the joke and you announce along what's happening?
Okay.
Okay. So he starts squeezing her tits.
They're engaged in foreplay.
And he's grabbing and squeezing her ass.
He is becoming more and more aggressive.
He's fingering her cunt.
Somebody get me a thesaurus. He's a part-time gynecologist.
Well done.
Okay. And then he
This episode's going to need a part 2.
They will.
I think there's a separate part that's just this story.
God.
He lifts her legs up and spreads them open. And he tries to fuck her, but his dick is too soft. So he lies her back down on the couch. And he's sucking on her tits, squeezing and sucking on her tits, and squeezing her ass, and fingering her pussy, and fingering her asshole.
It's evidently a double header because we're doing the same thing in the nightcap as we did in the lid lifter.
So then he lifts up her legs again and tries to stick his dick. And it's still too soft. Good, you want to do a sports analogy on his soft dick?
He's in a slump.
He's below the Mendoza line. Yeah, at this point.
Yeah,
Right.
he is not swinging a hot bat at this point in the season.
So he starts squeezing her tits and her ass and fingering her cunt and her asshole again. And he tries to stick his dick in again, and it's still too soft. And he stands up, he goes, "Oh, this is hopeless. I'm calling the police."
This is like the Aristocrats.
Yes.
Because you could add whatever layer you want. All right? And now, when I heard you tell it the first time, it wasn't, "This is hopeless." It was, "That does it. I'm calling the police," as if it was her fault.
You want me to retell the joke?
No. No, my career is over anyway.
Can you do the wrap up to the joke? The sports wrap up to the joke. Okay.
What we have witnessed here today, ladies and gentlemen, is the continuation of what we have come to expect from Gilbert Gottfried. However, in a bizarre, out-of-character moment, a man who has spent the better part of his adult life building a career with some respect and prestige attached to it, has instead wandered into some bizarre rat hole from which there is no escape. And once he walks out the door of the Friars Club, an entirely new reality awaits him. Because shortly, this will find its way online. And people will see and hear an entirely different version of the Bob Costas they have come to either know and love or know and loathe or something in between. And in any case, it will be taken out of context and it will do me no good. So at the very least, when we go downstairs to the dining room, what in the name of Henny Youngman are you going to pay for? Because I'm certainly not picking up the goddamn check.
I wouldn't wait for that.
I want the brisket, and I want enough to take home.
That's not something you want to rely upon.
No.